Join me in making my DIY Comfrey Root Lotion with Shea Butter for arthritis, bruises, strains, and sprains. Now, as usual, all these ingredients will be in the description bar, so don't worry about trying to write them down. Okay, I'm ready to make some comfrey root lotion. Now, I normally use the leaves for my skincare, what I call my magic water beauty oil. But when I want to get something more powerful for arthritis and for bruises, for sprained ankles, I want something a little more powerful, so I'm going to use the root. And on top of that, a salve is so much easier to make, but who wants a greasy mess on them? You know that you've got to cover it with a bandage to keep from getting everything greasy, so I'm making a lotion instead. So I'm starting out, I'm going to make my comfrey root tea. I'm starting out with 1.5 cups of distilled water. If you don't have distilled water, you can certainly use regular water. So I'm going to add this to my pan. And then I'm adding 3 tablespoons of chopped comfrey root. I'm going to turn the heat up. Now I'm going to bring this to a boil. When it comes to a boil, I'm going to lower the heat to a simmer, and I'm going to simmer it for 10 minutes. Okay, now the first thing I'm going to do is get all of my ingredients weighed up. Now remember, all these ingredients are weighed and not measured. Now I'm also going to put them in phases. I've got my oil phase ingredients. I've got some rosemary olive oil, which you can certainly use another oil if you wanted to. I have shea butter, I have emulsifying wax, and I have some vitamin E. Now in my water phase ingredients, this is where I have my liquid, my comfrey root tea. Now when you boil up your comfrey root tea, if you don't have quite enough tea by the time you strain it and everything, it's perfectly alright to add some more distilled water. Now in my water phase ingredients also go my optional additional ingredients I might want to use. In this case, I'm going to use some ginger glycerite and a little bit of honey. Now in my cool down phase is where I have my preservative and my essential oil, which in this recipe I am using wintergreen. Okay, now for my equipment, I've got a large skillet which I've put in 1 inch or 2 of water, and I also have a rack in it. You can use a trivet or a rack, but this is going to be to keep your glass jars from cracking. Now in the past I did it without the rack and did have a jar crack, had to throw everything out. So now I always use a rack, but that's really up to you. Now I've got a Pyrex 4-cup heat-proof container, and now I'm putting my comfrey root tea in here. Now I'm going to heat these up. Now I'm also going to be using a immersion blender, and I have a stirring spoon, and I've got an extra stirring jar. Now I'm going to start out putting my oils into this. Here I've got my rosemary infused olive oil. I have my shea butter, my emulsifying wax, and I'm going to save my vitamin E for last. I am not putting this in right now. So right now it's just a matter of letting everything heat up. I want these oils to completely melt. I want this comfrey tea to be somewhere between 100 and 110. Okay, now while my oil was melting, my comfrey tea got real close to 110, so I took it out and I continued melting this, and you can see there's nothing left in it. It is completely melted. So now I have turned off my heat, and now I'm ready to add my vitamin E. I don't want to add that too soon because I don't want to destroy the antioxidant properties. Just going to give that a good stir. Now for my water phase ingredients, I'm going to add some ginger glycerin that I have made up. And I'll explain later why I'm adding these optional ingredients. Then I'm adding a little bit of honey. And this just adds a nice texture to my lotion. Okay, now I'm ready to stir my water into my oil base stuff. Okay, now I've got this extra little jar, so I'm going to pour this into, I've got this towel to wipe my bottom off with. I'm going to pour it into there. I'm going to set this aside for later use. And I'm going to stick blend this for 15 seconds. I've kept it completely on the bottom because I don't want to create too many air bubbles. But now I need to stir this for 2 minutes to kind of help get rid of part of the air bubbles. Let me get that out of the way. Now I'm going to pour some of this back into here. And this is where I'm going to add my preservative. Okay, you notice I'm just taking a little bit out. I'm adding my preservative. Now I'm going to stick blend this for 15 seconds. I'll pour this back into my stirring jar. And then I'm going to stir this for another 2 minutes. Just trying to get out part of the air bubbles. Okay, now I'm going to repeat the same process with my essential oil. I'm going to pour just a little bit in there. Add my essential oils. Then I'm going to stick blend for 15 seconds. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and pour the rest of this back in there. And stir this for another 2 minutes. Okay, now I'm ready to pour it into my containers. Now I really like these airless pump bottles. I don't know if you've heard of them before or not, but since I've discovered these airless pump lotion bottles, I don't use anything else, because if I'm going to go through this much trouble to make a homemade lotion, I want the very best bottle. Okay, now this made about 5 of these lotion bottles, but I'm not going to put the lid on them yet. I'm going to let this completely cool. I'll come back in an hour or so, make sure it's completely cool before I put the lid on it to avoid any kind of condensation that might ruin my cream. Now, if you've not seen these airless pump bottles before, they are just so great. I mean, your lotion comes out like that. This plunger works its way up, so you never get air in it, and you really get it down to the very last drop. Okay, I have let these set for a couple of hours. They're completely cool, and now I'm ready to put my lid on. Now these lids are they're all in one piece like this. You just pop them on. And then this top part comes out. Now isn't that so much easier than the other type lotions? Didn't have to worry about a funnel, just poured it in. Okay, now I'm labeling it with Comfrey Root Arthritis Lotion, so I'll know what it's for. Now it's not just for arthritis, it's for sprains, for bruises, anything where the skin is not broken. Okay, now I have included these ingredients in my lotion. Comfrey contains allotonin, which is well known for its wound healing, stimulating cell proliferation, and as an anti-inflammatory. Rosemary is added to stimulate circulation to the blood and the nerves. It helps ease muscle pain, sciatica, and nerve pain. Ginger is also added to increase circulation and as another anti-inflammatory. Ginger is used as a carrier herb to help move the other herbs throughout the body and increase their effectiveness. Now, wintergreen is essential oil that contains the same property as the willow tree where aspen originally came from. It is used as an anti-inflammatory for all types of muscle pain. Now, olive oil in itself is an anti-inflammatory and is the standard for making herb-infused oils. Shea butter also contains allantoin and does not clog the pores. Now, you can easily substitute other oils such as CBD oil for the rosemary infused olive oil or even comfrey oil. If you prefer a lighter lotion, then try my other videos on making handmade lotion with honey and beeswax, substituting the comfrey root tea. And if you're a big fan of coconut oil, this recipe has coconut oil in it. Now, I will leave you a link in the description bar. Now, if you're opposed to preservatives, you can always store your lotion in the refrigerator and leave the preservative out. Thank you so much for joining me today. And if you enjoy these videos, please like, subscribe, and share. We are a small family farm and we need your support to continue to make these videos and share natural healing remedies. Visit me at FamilyGuideToHerbs.com. Now, my channel name on YouTube is Carolyn Gibson Herbalist.